When you wrap your arms tightly around your dog, bury your face in their fur, and tell them how much you love them, you probably think they understand exactly what you mean. You think you're speaking the universal language of love. But what if I told you that your dog might actually be translating that hug as a threat? If you look closely during that embrace, you might notice them doing something strange. Maybe they lick their lips. Maybe they yawn, even though they aren't tired. Maybe they turn their head slightly away from you so you can see the whites of their eyes. Most owners completely miss these signals. We project human emotions onto an animal that operates on a completely different biological frequency. The truth is, your dog's love language looks absolutely nothing like yours. And because of that, a lot of well-meaning dog parents are accidentally stressing their dogs out while simultaneously missing the quiet, beautiful ways their dogs are begging to connect. If you want to truly bond with your dog, not the way a human bonds with a human, but the way a dog naturally connects with their pack, you need to change how you behave. Here are the 10 acts of love your dog actually hopes for from you over the course of their life. When we get to number 10, I promise you the way you look at your dog will never be the same again. 1. Let them read the neighborhood news with their nose. Let's talk about the daily walk. For you, the walk is a chore, or maybe a way to get your steps in. You put the leash on, you pick a route, and you want to keep a good, steady pace. But then your dog stops. They freeze at a random patch of grass, sniffing it intensely for what feels like an eternity. What do you usually do? You probably tug the leash. Come on, let's go. There's nothing there. But to your dog, there is everything there. Dogs don't see the world primarily through their eyes. They see it through their noses. Their olfactory bulb, the part of the brain that processes smells, is proportionally 40 times larger than ours. When they stop to sniff that fire hydrant or that patch of weeds, they aren't just smelling dirt. They are reading a highly detailed biological message board. They know which dogs walked by, what gender they were, what they ate for breakfast, and whether they were stressed or happy. When you yank the leash and force them to march forward, you are essentially turning off their television in the middle of a breaking news broadcast. One of the greatest acts of love you can offer is simply patience. Give them sniffaries. Let them dictate the pace sometimes. A 20-minute walk where they are allowed to sniff every single blade of grass will exhaust them mentally far more than a mindless 2-mile run. 2. Engage in the Oxytocin Loop, but only because they evolved for it. Have you ever caught your dog just staring at you from across the living room? They aren't asking for food. They aren't needing to go outside. They're just watching you with soft eyes. In the wild, a prolonged stare between two wolves or stray dogs is almost always a challenge. It's aggressive. It means back down or we fight. But over thousands of years of domestication, dogs did something incredible. They completely rewired their own biology to connect with us. Researchers in Japan conducted a groundbreaking study where they tracked the brain chemistry of dogs and their owners. They found that when a dog and a human look lovingly into each other's eyes, both of their brains release a massive spike of oxytocin. That's the exact same love hormone that floods a mother's brain when she looks at her newborn baby. Your dog literally hijacked the human maternal bonding system to make you fall in love with them. So when your dog rests their chin on their paws and gazes at you, don't look away. Look back, speak softly to them. In that silent moment, your brain chemistry and their brain chemistry are syncing up in a way that no other two species on Earth can replicate. 3. The lean is their version of a hug. As I mentioned earlier, most dogs don't actually like being hugged. In canine body language, placing your arms over another dog's neck or back is a dominating move. It's a restriction of movement. Many dogs tolerate it because they love you, but it's not their preferred way to show affection. So how do they hug you? They lean. If you are standing in the kitchen or sitting on the couch and your dog comes over, turns their back to you, and presses the entire weight of their body against your legs, that is the highest compliment they can pay you. By turning their back, they are putting themselves in a highly vulnerable position. They are completely trusting you to watch their blind spot. They are using your physical presence to ground themselves. Next time they lean into you, don't push them away or immediately try to pick them up. Just let them stay there. Gently scratch their chest or the base of their neck. Let them feel your solid, unwavering presence. 4. The gift of consistent, predictable boundaries. There is a massive misconception in the modern dog world that a spoiled dog with zero rules is a happy dog. People think that letting their dog do whatever they want, whenever they want, is the ultimate expression of love. Psychologically, this couldn't be further from the truth. Dogs are descendants of pack animals. They are genetically wired to seek structure, hierarchy, and predictability. If there is no clear leader, a dog will often feel forced to take on that role themselves. And frankly, they are terrible at it. A dog that thinks it has to manage the household and protect everyone is usually an anxious, neurotic, and reactive dog. Love is consistency. If you don't want the dog on the bed, they are never allowed on the bed. Not even when you're feeling sad, not even on their birthday. When you constantly change the rules based on your emotional state, the dog never knows what to expect. They live in a state of low-grade chronic stress because their environment is unpredictable. By setting firm, fair boundaries, you are taking the weight of the world off their shoulders. You are telling them, I've got this handled. You can just relax and be a dog. 5. Stop projecting guilt onto them. We've all seen the videos. An owner comes home to find the trash can tipped over and garbage everywhere. They call the dog over. The dog approaches with their head down, ears pinned back, tail tucked between their legs, refusing to make eye contact. Look at him, the owner says. He knows what he did. He feels so guilty. I need to be very direct with you here. Your dog does not feel guilty. In a famous 2009 study by animal behaviorist Alexandra Horowitz, it was proven that the guilty look has absolutely nothing to do with whether the dog actually committed a crime. The dog is simply reacting to your current body language. They hear your angry voice, they see your stiff posture, and they are offering appeasement signals. They are basically saying, "You look terrifying right now. Please don't hurt me." Dogs live entirely in the present tense. If they chewed up your favorite shoes 2 hours ago and you yell at them now while pointing at the shoe, they do not connect the punishment to the action they took hours ago. They just learn that when you hold a shoe, you become dangerous and unpredictable. The act of love here is immense patience. Manage their environment so they can't fail, put the shoes away, and forgive them instantly for things that happened in the past. 6. Be the calm anchor in the storm. Let's talk about fear. Thunderstorms, fireworks, vacuum cleaners. When your dog is terrified, they might pace, pant, shake, or hide under the bed. The natural human instinct is to drop down to their level, wrap our arms around them, and use a high-pitched, worried voice. "Oh, it's okay, buddy. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Mommy's here." While your intentions are pure, your dog is reading your energy, not your English words. When you act frantic, worried, and overly emotional, you are confirming their worst fears. You are essentially telling them, yes, the loud booms outside are terrifying and I am panicking too. To a dog, a panicked leader means the whole pack is doomed. What they need from you in moments of terror is absolute, unflappable calmness. You are the emotional thermostat of the house. If they come to you shaking, let them sit near you. Rest a calm, heavy hand on their side. Breathe slowly and deeply. Watch TV, read a book, and project an aura of complete boredom. By doing this, you show them that the person they trust most in the world is completely unbothered by the noise. That calm confidence is far more comforting than 1,000 frantic hugs. 7. Give them a purpose. Honor their breed. Unless you have a breed specifically designed for thousands of years just to warm laps, like a pug or a Shih Tzu, your dog was built with a job in mind. Border collies were bred to run miles a day and solve complex spatial problems to herd sheep. Terriers were bred to dig and relentlessly hunt rodents. Retrievers were bred to swim, fetch, and carry things gently in their mouths. Today, we take these highly tuned biological machines, put them in a 2-bedroom apartment, give them a bowl of dry kibble for free, and leave them alone for 9 hours a day. And then we get angry when they eat the drywall or bark at the window all afternoon. A bored dog is a destructive dog. True love is giving them an outlet for their genetics. You don't need a flock of sheep, but you can teach a working dog complex tricks. You can hide their food around the house so they have to hunt for it. You can buy puzzle toys. Giving your dog a job respects who they are on a cellular level. It gives them a sense of accomplishment and drains that frustrated, pent-up energy. 8. The right to stay in the pack. Dogs are hyper-social creatures. In the wild, isolation is a death sentence. A lone wolf does not survive. They sleep together, eat together, and travel together. When you banish a dog to the backyard full-time, or lock them in a dark laundry room on the opposite side of the house every single night, you are inflicting psychological distress. They don't understand that you just bought new white carpets and don't want muddy paws. They only understand that the pack has rejected them. Your dog desperately hopes to be included in your daily rhythm. They want to lie on the bath mat while you shower. They want to sleep in the bedroom with you, even if it's just on a dog bed on the floor, because hearing your rhythmic breathing at night signals to them that the pack is safe and resting. Allowing them to share your physical space is the most fundamental way you can say, "You belong to us." 9. Grace and patience. As they age. There will come a day when you notice a dusting of white fur around their muzzle. They won't jump up to greet you at the door anymore. Their eyes might develop a cloudy, bluish tint. They might hesitate before going up the stairs. Aging is cruel to dogs, and it happens brutally fast. During this time, the dynamic of your relationship has to shift. The dog that used to run alongside your bicycle now needs a slow, meandering 10-minute walk just to get some fresh air. They might start having accidents in the house because their bladder muscles are failing. They might get confused and bark at corners because canine cognitive dysfunction, dog dementia, is setting in. The love they need from you now requires a deep well of grace. Don't get angry at the puddles on the floor. Buy some rugs so their arthritic legs don't slip on the hardwood. Lift them into the car, carry them up the stairs. They spent the first 10 years of their life trying to keep up with your chaotic human world. They hope that in their final years, you will slow your world down to match theirs. 10. Holding the line at the very end. This is the hardest part of loving a dog, but it is the most important act of love you will ever perform. Eventually, the bad days will outnumber the good ones, the medication will stop working, and you will have to make the excruciating, selfless decision to let them go, taking their physical pain away and transferring it into emotional pain for yourself. When that day comes and you take them to the vet for the final time, the natural human instinct is to run. It hurts too much. Many owners step out into the hallway or the waiting room because they cannot bear to watch their best friend slip away. Please, whatever you do not leave them in that room. Veterinarians have spoken out about this repeatedly. When owners leave the room, the dog's final moments are often spent frantically searching. They are in a strange place, smelling clinical smells, surrounded by strangers, and they are looking for the one person who has always kept them safe. They are looking for you. It will break your heart, but the ultimate act of love is to stand right there. Put your face near theirs. Let the last thing they smell be your scent. Let the last thing they hear be your voice telling them they are a good dog. Let your hands be the ones that hold them as they transition out of this life. You are their entire world. They hope, more than anything, that you will be brave enough to walk them all the way to the door. Loving a dog is an incredible privilege, but it's not passive. It requires us to step outside of our human perspective and learn a completely new language. It means ditching the tight hugs for a gentle scratch on the chest. It means turning a frustratingly slow, sniff-filled walk into a joyful exploration for them. It means offering structure when they are confused and absolute calmness when they are terrified. They ask for so little in return for a lifetime of devotion. If we can just take the time to understand what they're actually trying to tell us, we can give them the beautiful, secure, and deeply connected life they truly deserve.